Hey everyone, welcome to another 7 Deadly Sins Origin video. Today's video will be another Timespace Junction boss clear. This time will be sector number 4. As usual, I'm going to run you through my team comp, what characters I'm using, what gear I'm using, etc. I will show you the video footage of my boss clear and just kind of explain some of the mechanics behind it as well. I'll also probably in the boss fight get into a little bit of commentary around Merlin and the new raid. I got some things to say about that. But anyways, we'll just jump straight into it. I'll tell you right now that this boss fight compared to the other Timespace Junction bosses was a much needed break. I feel like it wasn't as serious of a struggle as the previous 3 were, especially the third, the one that I cleared with Elaine. That one was, oh my god, that one drove me nuts. But anyways, we'll just jump into it. I'll show you here Sector 4 I cleared at 3 minutes and 53 seconds. This was enough to get me 2 stars. And the recommended elements for this fight are cold and earth. The team that I specifically used was a cold team. And the team I'm running here is Tiora on Wand, Clotho on Grimoire, Manny on Dual Sword, and Merlin on Grimoire. So Tiora and Clotho basically are your supports in this fight. Tiora I'm really just bringing for the heals. And then Manny's the most essential character in this fight because her ult, basically the swords that she rains down, those remove the buff on the boss, which we'll get into. So she's pretty essential in this one. Merlin is your main DPS, but I would say, yeah, her and Manny both act as DPSs in this fight. Now, I would also recommend anyone who doesn't have Clotho. I think there's a lot of people out there because I think a lot of people skipped her in anticipation of Merlin dropping, so they just kind of saved all their star fragments and passed over her. I would recommend an alternative ice support would be Jericho. If you have Jericho and you run Jericho on the Lance, she's very effective. She's kind of like the equivalent of Gia on the Escanor fire team when you run Gia on Sword and Shield. So what she does is basically gives a barrier, an ice barrier, which when active increases the cold damage. So, if you don't have Clotho and you have Jericho, you can run her in place as a support and is also quite effective. So I'll just jump into the gear here and show you what's going on. So yeah, starting with Tiora, Black Flame Wings Grimoire, No Limit Break, level 50, Blessed One, level 40 with Equipment Attack Enchanted, Blazing Staff, No Limit Break, level 50 with Equipment Attack Enchanted. The Equipment Attack is essential on Tiora on her other weapons because what it will do, and her primary as well in this case with the Blessed One, but what it basically does is it increases her healing. So you get this by making those purple enchantment beads, which just take gold ore. So definitely recommend making a bunch of those and rolling on your weapons until you get the equipment attack. It is a pretty big game changer. And then going on to Clotho here, we have the Black Flame Wings Rapier, level 50, 0 limit break. Again, it has equipment attack enchanted on it. We have the 100 Ways to Win at Love. No limit break, level 50 with equipment attack enchanted. And a level 50 Jet Black Staff with the equipment attack again, maxed with a max crit chance. That is a very good roll. Next, we're going to show you Manny here. Manny's got the Jet Black Staff, level 1, nothing on it. Basically, 4 of the characters on this team run a staff, so I ran out of staff. So she just got whatever. But yeah, just basic Jet Black Staff. She's got the Black Flame Wings Dual Swords with 1 limit break, level 50. And she has the Black Flame Wings Longsword with no limit break, level 50. And then Merlin is on the Gluttonous Soul Grimoire. This is level 50, no limit break. And the rolls that I have on this, in case anyone is wondering, I don't know if these are even the optimized rolls, but this just seemed to be the best thing that I could get. Because Merlin's whole kit on this Grimoire cold spec revolves around tag skill, I thought it would be appropriate to have some tag skill damage increase, as well as some cold damage increase. The Black Flame Wings wand I have at 1 limit break level 50, and just some nonsense because it's got a wind enchantment on it because it's the same wand that I was using for what's her name, Elaine. So I get kind of lazy on the gear sometimes. I don't always go and farm the duplicates so that I could put different enchantments on them, and like I'm not going to go farm like 2 sets of life crystal. I just don't have the time in this game, so I like to spend it where I want and not, farming up duplicates of things. And then Crimson Flame Staff I have level 50 at full limit break with an equipment attack enchant on it. In terms of the armor for Merlin, we are running we're running the light formal wear at +5. This has got a level 2 passive increase for piercing chill. The engraving bonus I have on here is attack increase, again, tag skill damage increase, and HP increase. Running the Dark Chaos earrings, level 5 with level 3 resentful touch, and just a 2-piece Mad Miner for the additional crit damage, which actually just realizing is only 2%. Wow, that's pretty weak. Okay, and then the Mad Miner ring I have +5, and it's got a bonus 6.3% crit damage. Okay, and then she's got the Venom Spindle combat boots +5, Bloody Scale belt +5, Silent Watcher bottoms +5, and Eye of Ominous Star top at +5. This belt here, Bloody Scale belt, don't sleep on this one. Make sure you get it for her cold spec, because like I said, her whole kit revolves around tag damage and just tagging her in when you build up stacks of her debuff. You basically want to get like 4 of her debuff stacks, and then you want to tag her in, and it does a pretty big amount of damage. I've seen some people posting videos, tagging her in, doing 1,000,000 damage plus in one shot. I haven't been able to achieve that. My gear isn't optimized enough, but yeah, just remember that, that's basically what you're doing with her is the tag damage. Okay, so moving on to Manny, I've got the +5 Exploration of the Unknown. It's got engraving bonus with debuff duration, tag skill damage, and barrier efficiency, and a level 1 passive. Oops. She is running some nonsense. Basically just, this is Escanor's armor, but again, I ran out of gear sets. I only get to play this game a few hours a day if I'm lucky, so I just don't have the time to go and farm up everything. But yeah, she's wearing a Mortal Watcher +5 full set. And Hymn of Regeneration, the ring, the necklace, and the earrings all at +5. I kind of talked about this set in my last video with Elaine. I think that this set is absolutely crucial for endgame, not just for that Sector 3 boss fight, but I'm just finding in general in the game moving forward, now that I have it, everything is a lot easier, and there's a lot more options for your team comps because you don't necessarily have to run a burst character. Okay, and so moving on to Clotho, we've got the Head Scholar's Formality +5, engraving bonus, ultimate move damage, defense increase, and dot. Really nothing special about that. And then she's just wearing the +5 on everything for the life crystal set, all 7 pieces, which is great because you get additional HP and you get healing efficiency, which her grimoire is a healing spec, so that does help. And it helps Tiora, who's also a healer. Okay, so moving on to Tiora, we've got Adventure's Beginning +5. I have crit damage, tag skill, barrier efficiency, engraving bonus, and level 1 Heat of Support. I've tried so hard to get that thing level 3 with those new Tailor's Needles that you can get. I must have rolled it like 5 or 6 times and just haven't been able to get lucky. So yeah, basically for armor, I've got the Arachne Melodies top at +5, the bottoms +5, belt +5, and the boots at +5. I would recommend this set because if you look at the pants and you look at the belt, they have healing efficiency on them, which definitely is helpful for Tiora when you're running her on wand, because she is a primary healer, I would say, on most teams. And then she's got the 100-day ring at +5, the necklace, and the earrings, which gives an additional 3-piece set of +15% healing efficiency, as well as having healing efficiency of 9.72 on the earrings. So that is a must-have. So yeah, this team is 85,000 out of the recommended 82,000 attack power. In terms of masteries, Tiora, I've done up the full masteries with her just to get the 3 extra potential points. I've done all the base masteries on Clotho for all of her weapon slots, and the same with Manny. And Merlin, I've done all the masteries and sub-masteries, again, for the additional 3 potential points. So, you know, on characters where it's worthwhile, I will make that little extra investment. Okay, so showing the potential here, yay me, I have a P6 Merlin. That's pretty good. Manny, I have P2. Clotho's at P1. And my Tiora is like super beefy here at P9. I really want to get that P10 because she gets a really cool tag skill heal. Basically 10 seconds of healing. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So anyways, we'll jump into the boss fight, guys, and I'll show you what's going on here. All right, let's get into it. So I'm just going to build up my defense buffs with Tiora and throw out my runestones with Clotho, get all my buffs going. Switch to Manny because she has the Hymn of Regeneration set on, and get my first attacks on the boss with her so I can build up my magic points quicker. The dragon is going to do some attacks on you here where he kind of charges at you like a bull, and he also does a spinning tail swipe. Just keep a decent distance, and it's pretty easy to dodge within 1 or 2 dashes. When he goes blue, tag in and stun him. The whole mechanic of this fight revolves around an armor buff that he has. So if you look under his health bar, he has a little blue shield buff, which currently is at 78, but it starts at 100. And what you're trying to do is reduce that debuff to 0. Now, in order to reduce the debuff, you need to hit him with ultimate moves. This is why Manny on the dual sword is so crucial, because her ult, where she rains down all those swords, hits him a bunch of times, as opposed to a lot of characters where the ult only hits once, and it will remove the debuffs a lot quicker. I would strongly recommend doing the tag in and stunning him before you do the ult with Manny, because when he's immobilized, he's going to sit in that ult for a few more seconds, and you will effectively remove the armor a lot quicker. Whereas you can see, if you just cast it normally, he dashes around a lot, and therefore he's going to very quickly get outside of the radius of the ult. So that's really all there is to it, guys. Like, as you can see, like, I'm already a minute or so into the fight, and he's already at 58 on his armor stack, so it goes pretty quick, and he is not really much of a threat. Very easy to dodge the attacks. So yeah, I'm just going to talk very quickly about my impressions of Merlin so far. I was one of those people who did draw for Clotho, so I didn't have a lot of star fragments going into it, but I've been very fortunate and managed to get a P6 Merlin so far. I'm kind of underwhelmed with the character on her Grimoire spec, and I think it really has to do with her kit and just the rotation of skills she uses. So she's really kind of focused around building 4 Frostmark stacks on the enemy, which are debuffs, and then basically you tag her in and her tag does a big burst of damage. So you build those Frostmark stacks by doing her regular attack and her circle attack if you're on PS5. So yeah, I just find like I said, the skills rotation and her kit just really not very engaging. But I said the same thing with Escanor when they came out with him and I played his axe spec. I was kind of underwhelmed by that. And it wasn't until I played his greatsword and his sword and shield, which I would actually consider his sword and shield my main now. Like, that's Escanor sword and shield is my main. I really enjoy that character. So I'm holding on to hope that her other specs will be better. I can't wait to try her wand spec, and especially her staff where she rains down meteors. Alright, so we've got the debuff stacks pretty much removed here. What we're just doing is going to DPS them down a little bit. You don't even really need the burst. And that's kind of where Merlin comes into play. Yeah, just keeping my buffs going, stunning, building up my magic. Switching into Merlin, getting the big burst. Ooh, that's a big one there. I think over 200k on one hit. And just like that, guys, clear. Pretty easy. Walk in the park, I would say.